Hey everyone, welcome to Breakout Wednesday for the 23rd of October 2024. It's currently 9 p.m. on the West Coast, midnight on the East Coast. First of all, remember, this is never financial advice, not a financial advisor. This is simply a video blog on how one trader sees market, and everyone needs to take responsibility for their own decisions. Awesome market still, right? Obviously, gold strong, silver strong, holy shit, and markets are trending up, right? So I don't need to go through all the charts of those. Before I get into some stocks, this will be rolled out within 1 to 2 weeks. It's a lot harder than it looks. So soon there will be this multiple chart function, okay, where you can just get up whatever 4 charts you want. All right, let's just say we want to get up ADT on this one, bang, and you can just have whatever 4 charts up you want, right? And you can just zoom in on them and put whatever indicators you want, blah, 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 right? It's just a bit of fine tuning still to go so that all the scans are working perfectly on whatever one you select. So say you want to select this top left, you just select it, and then you can do scans on it, right? And you can do whatever scan you want on that one. The results will come up here for the chart that you've selected. Then you select that one, do whatever scans you want, and so forth. Different settings here, you can have it however you like, okay? And so I think that's pretty cool. I've really wanted this for a long time. And once we then progress to kind of intraday charts, it's going to be pretty epic to be able to do this, all right? Obviously more effective when you're working from a big screen, desktop sort of thing than your phone, you know, which I know some of the young guns love working from their phones. I don't know if this really would work from a phone, but anyway, that's life, you know. It's definitely, I think most of us use computers and big screens and monitors and stuff for our trading. So certainly pretty powerful and pretty cool. So that's going to be dropping soon. Let's just go back to just the normal charts, and I'll quickly rattle through a few trades I've been crapping on about. AVH, I'm still in it. Okay, it poked its head out and it's come back and it's stuffing around. Let's just being patient. Okay, I've got a wider stop than normal for me and a smaller position, just giving it some time. I just find that, you know, when the moving averages are just right here, it can be a bit choppy for a while, and it pays to just have a bit of a wider stop initially and just give it some breathing room. So we'll see what happens on AVH. Okay, I took a little loss on deck. You know, it just wasn't getting on with it, right? I didn't get out here, break even, but then it came out, poked above here, tried to get back above it, came back down and got out here. So a small loss, right? Which is fine. TLX, as I posted on the forum, got out at break even, and I don't know what that one's going to do, but I'm aggressive with my stops usually. And as I always talk about, sometimes I get chopped out and then the thing rallies 100%, but shit, you know, like I definitely avoid a lot of losers by being aggressive, and I sometimes will get back into things. Like if this really just, I think, keeps wicking down here and then sets up, I might get back into it here with another short little loss. It's like I don't have a problem. Like sometimes I'll take 3 or 4 shots at the one stock with very tight stops and get it right on the 4th go, which is hard for some people to do mentally. I don't mind it. My brokerage is low. I just don't give a shit. It's kind of like, it's literally the same thing as just paying a little bit of money to see your hands in poker and then folding if you don't like what you get. And it's exactly the same thing. I'm just paying a little bit to see if I get given a hand that just flies and it's just amazing. If not, I just fold it and just quickly and just patiently protect my capital and wait for the next one. Let's just get on with it. I mean, NVDA, holy shit, you know, it's my biggest position right this second in the trading account. Hopefully she keeps trending up. SS1, I didn't take this one, but man, what a nice move. I mean, that was a mistake, obviously. Shit happens. And SSG, patience, you know, these big bases, they will chop the shit out of 99% of people that play with them, right? These big, wild, loose bases that are so rewarding in majority of the time for those who have the patience to sit with them. But they will swing around and fool everyone and take stops out, and I've been suckered in so many times over the years, and I've got a wide stop on him and I will be adding to it, and I have faith in, you know, this one might end up being a loser, but I tell you now, like if I had to bet my life on one thing in this game, it would be big bases like this and just having blind faith in them and just sticking to them, realizing that some of them will lose, but in the long run, if you just take every single massive big gargantuan base like that, you're going to just print money in the long run. Okay, so let's just quickly get onto some of these setups, right? And not all these are new because I believe I have talked about them before, or some of them are mentioned in the forum. PNR's in a Davis box, okay? It's coming up. Davis box is out of the yin yang. It doesn't matter what one you do, it's pretty much in a box, except for that one. Give me a second. Here we go. Yes, that's the Davis I was looking for. So it's obviously in a big Davis box. Yes, it's got 6.45 billion of them. You know, it didn't stop at trending here, did it? You know, it broke out, bang, trended up beautifully. It didn't stop at trending, you know, down really beautifully. And it certainly didn't, it hasn't, I've traded this thing heaps over the years, and I just don't know if there's any evidence that the 6.45 billion of them affects the way this thing moves. I understand the theory, and I definitely think it's smart to mainly be in positions with not many issued, because there's obviously they're tightly held and all that, and it's supply demand, right? It makes total sense, doesn't it? And from an investment point of view, for sure, but from a trading, making money, and not giving a shit about anything else point of view, I'm not sure it matters. Right? Really not. And I'm gonna take the amazing chart patterns when I see them, because you know they don't go around every day like that, do they? You know, and so I'm going to trade PNR for sure. Let's just flick to some others, right? And a lot of these are gold stocks. Firefly, just watching. I mean, that needs a bit longer, doesn't it? It's like I don't really like how it's just wicked up there. Give me a sec. But it's in a gold space, and if that can tighten, then maybe. What's another one? PDI. Another one in the gold space I was looking at when it was back here, and it's come down, and it's even better now. Yeah, it's got 2.35 billion as well. Let's just quickly flick to him. That is in a big box here. I can't remember the settings I found it on, but that's just sitting in a big box, right, around here. So you know that's a pretty good base. Like if we flick to weekly on that one, yeah. I mean, she's setting up, right? So PDI. What else was there? Just quickly flicking to the US and then back to ASX. There's, you know, I'm already in NVDA. I mean, a few other US stocks, but this is an interesting setup. I do believe earnings is coming up, and this has got like this massive rising wedge if you play around with this a little bit, right? Bang, and you know, there's a way that this is meant to play out, but I think in reality, a lot of these guys will fake out to the bottom and then tighten and then bang, right? And just break out above this kind of top line of this wedge and have really good rallies. Shopify's a leader, and it's just a great business. I've talked about it so much over the years, and it has blowout earnings growth, and just continues to just grow and outperform the market. And I do believe earnings are coming up. Look at this, by the way, while we're here, this island reversal, okay, gap down, 1, 2, 3, gap up. Island reversals are so epic. They're just such good signals. I definitely want to try and figure out how to scan for them. And it is something we're working on, and I'm not going to put a timeline on it, because just pulling it off is once again harder than it looks, pulling it off perfectly and getting it right. There's so much we're working on behind the scenes. If you just let me go on a tangent for a sec, like we're trying to really want to fix this Bollinger Band squeeze. I just don't think it's as good as it should be, and I think it's a bit too complex. And so we're working on that, working on this, fixing this divergence scan, just refining them. Working on the island reversal, working on all these other patterns which I've recognized over the years, and we will continue to just better this system until it is hands down the best trading system in the world, right? And anyway, that's just a little of a shameless plug, but this isn't on YouTube. This is just with the members anyway, so it's not really kind of, it doesn't mean jack shit, right? I'm just plugging it to people who are already members, right? So now let's just go to Duolingo. Now Alex on the forum has been, posting about this guy, and I'm in Duo from back here, okay, and I've trimmed about half the position. I've still got the other half, and this is just basing up here, and like it's about 21 days, I believe, in this base, or 20 or 21 days, and yeah, it's having a few week down days. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe this is going to break down and I'll get stopped out if it breaks down here, but it's just, I'm looking at this. If this can just continue in this little tight range and then break up, it's exactly what I want to trade, and I'll trade that again. See this one here, right? For those, this is just perfection in the position it is in the trend. Like, it's sitting right above these moving averages, and the moving averages are much more closer together, whereas here they're more extended. And just from a risk reward point of view and for probability point of view, like, this setup here was just so damn good, because it's sitting right on top of these guys and they're all converged. Okay, but that doesn't mean the second breakout isn't going to be powerful too. The longer basis, the better, right? Now, what's another one? Apple. Okay, the leader of all leaders, Apple and NVDA, and I think I've proven to all the doubters over the last 5 years on Breakout Wednesday that the big expensive leading stocks can print money for those who trade them, even with small accounts, right? I just think that the odds of success in these guys are better, and that doesn't mean this one's going to break out and go for it, but I'm not going to ever bet against Apple. Okay, you got 1, 2, 3 rising bottoms, okay, rising lows, so you got VCP happening here. You can't really call that a descending triangle, because these aren't really, I guess you could, a bit of poetic license needed, right? But Apple is setting up. I'd love a bit more tied in, but I'm gonna take it. I've got long-term positions in Apple, but it's not going to stop me trading the shit out of that, and hanging in there. And just another one before I piss off, on the ASX, RUL. Okay, and this isn't a long-term uptrend. I just found this tonight in just my trusty old Darvis, one of my trusty Darvis scans. It's just setting up here. A lot tighter than this box. This is a big loose box. This is a nice box back here. This one's tightening up here. Not going to race into this one. I think there's some more powerful stocks around that move quicker at this very second in time, but I don't mind it, and I think that's forming and could be all right. If we can base a bit longer, I might consider it. But there's some good setups in there, and there's a good market, and I think it's just important just to not get carried away and go too hard, especially when gold's been up for X number of days in a row, and we may be due for a little bit of a sharp snapback at some stage. I don't know when that's going to come, obviously, but who the hell knows. Cheers, everyone. Catch you later. Bye.